This program is brought to you by the Practicing Law Institute, a nonprofit learning organization dedicated to keeping attorneys, professionals, and accountants at the forefront of knowledge and expertise.
Hey there, Insecurities listeners. Chris and Kurt here live from the SEC Speaks in 2022 in Washington, D.C.
It's great to be with you, Chris, and it's great to be back in person at PLI's annual SEC Speaks conference. We've only been here for a couple of hours, and I've already seen maybe, half a dozen former Insecurities guests. And exciting news, for the first time, the Insecurities podcast is getting some love at the SEC Speaks conference. The podcast and all of our esteemed guests have been featured in the registration lobby and on the big screen in the main conference hall.
It is great to be back here in person, and I've already gotten a few comments on our wonderful headshot poster.
Yes.
People are noticing. There are hundreds of folks here in attendance and also more than 1,000 registrations to attend it virtually. But because, Kurt, you and I are here in DC attending the conference, we're not recording our regularly scheduled episode this week. Instead, we wanted to say a quick hello here, live from the conference floor, and next week we will drop our special episode that will be a deep dive into all things SEC Speaks in 2022.
For those of you who don't know, and I'm sure all of our listeners do,
it's
but quick
big Venn diagram.
Right. Yeah. Every year, PLI and the SEC collaborate to put together the SEC Speaks program, which provides an essential update on the current initiatives and priorities at the SEC. The program features remarks by the chairman and commissioners, the deputy director advocate for small business capital formation, and chief diversity officer, as well as panel discussions by senior staff across the divisions. It's a lot of great content. Chris, I know we're only a couple hours in, but I wonder if there's anything you've heard that you liked, anything you're listening for over the next day or so?
I mean, we're here, and the chairman's remarks really did focus on crypto, but I will say that I'm excited because I've already had a Paul Muntner sighting, the acting chief accountant. So there will be some great accounting and disclosure discussions here in the next couple days. What do you think's coming up, Kurt?
I'm excited. Yeah, I mean, Chair Gensler's speech was kind of hot this morning.
Yeah.
He had a lot to say about crypto. I know people are tweeting about it already. Will be interesting to see how the market reacts. But I'm really looking forward actually to hearing for the first time from new SEC Commissioner Uyeda. I believe he's giving remarks tomorrow on Friday. We'll be interested to see, what his tone is like, what things he's focusing on. So always looking forward to that. And of course, Chris, the enforcement panel.
It'll be great.
It's like my Super Bowl.
Looking
forward to that tomorrow morning, 8:30. I'll be here.
That's right. And for those of you not here in DC, don't forget that the SEC Speaks is a hybrid event. Even though it's going on today, you can still register and attend the conference remotely. And of course, as with all PLI programs, there'll be a significant amount of on-demand content and CLE credit soon after the conference wraps up in the next week. Just go to pli.edu and search for SEC Speaks to learn more and register.
As always, it is 100% worthwhile to tune in to the SEC Speaks. Definitely check out pli.edu to learn more. All right, Chris, I think it's time we head back in to the conference.
That's right. For any of you Insecurities listeners here in attendance, tuning in remotely, if you've got hot takes on speeches or just want to know what's going on, follow us on social media using the hashtag InsecuritiesPod as always, or send us a quick DM. I'm at Ekimoff CPA.
And I'm Enforce_update. As always, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to Insecurities, a podcast from PLI, the Practicing Law Institute. PLI is a nonprofit provider of authoritative professional services training and continuing education. In an increasingly complex business environment where intricate corporate structures reign, Insecurities can help you make sense of it all. A special thanks goes to the producer of Insecurities, Daniel Peinitz, as well as hosts Chris Ekimoff and Kurt Wolf. For more information about PLI's SEC Institute, or to view hundreds of hours of fresh and relevant on-demand programming covering changes within the security sector, visit pli.edu/membership and sign up for a privileged membership. These recorded materials are designed for educational purposes only. This podcast does not constitute legal, audit, tax, consulting, business, financial, investment, or other professional advice, and it does not create an attorney-client relationship. Please consult a qualified professional advisor before taking any action based on the information herein. Furthermore, the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the individual participants. These views are not the views of the hosts or their employers. Users of this podcast may save and use the podcast only for personal or other non-commercial educational purposes. No other use, including without limitation, reproduction, retransmission, or editing of this podcast may be made without the prior written permission from PLI.